Congratulations to the Oba of Benin, Ewuari II, as he marks his 71st birthday on October 20th, which commemorated the 8th anniversary of his accession to the throne of his ancestors. In a statement released by a special advisor to the president, Bayo Ononoga, Tinubu lauded the reign of the 40th Oba of Benin, noting that since his coronation in 2016, Oba Ewuari II has ushered in a new era of peace, understanding and civility among the people of Benin Kingdom. The president highlighted the monarch's distinguished career in diplomacy, which has influenced his leadership. The Defense Headquarters says no fewer than 96 terrorists have been killed by troops during operations in the northern part of the country. Also, a total of 227 suspects, including a terrorist commander identified as Usman Mesanjay, were arrested in the operation. The Director of Defense Media Operation, Major General Buba Edwards, says Mesanjay was a close associate of a wanted high-profile terrorist leader known as Kachela Boka, adding that the suspect is cooperating and providing troops with vital intelligence for further operations. Over now to River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved the payment of 85,000 naira as a new minimum wage for workers in the state civil service. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Nelson Chukwudi, stated that the agreement was reached during a closed-door meeting presided over by the Governor, attended by representatives of organized labor under the auspices of the Joint Public Service Negotiation Council in the state. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, the head of the River State Civil Service, Dr. George Oweke, says the government would begin payment of the new minimum wage in November 2024. As the price of fuel continues to skyrocket, many residents in Kano have found alternative to electric motorbike. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that a litre of PMS now costs between 1,100 naira to 1,200 naira in some filling stations in the state. His report. We apologize. That report will be brought in our subsequent bulletin. Ogun State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, has called for the support of the stakeholders, including parents and guardians, caregivers, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and health workers, to ensure the success of the 2024 inaugurated measles vaccination campaign that has kicked off. Koka made this call during a flag-off of the vaccination campaign held at Sion community in the Obafemi Owode local government area of the state. The commissioner says that the exercise marked a pivotal movement in the state's ongoing public health initiatives aimed in safeguarding the health of its younger population. For quite some time now, residents in metropolitan city of Kano have continued to express severe shortage of water. This has led to some people resorting to using other alternatives to get water. Now, in this report, Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin met a 41-year-old convict who converted his tricycle to a water tank in order to deliver water to his neighborhood. The report.
For almost 4 months now, 41-year-old Tasu Garko has voluntarily been delivering water to his neighborhood in Sharaɗa area of Kano metropolis after converting his tricycle to water tank capable of carrying 500 liters of water.
Actually, it's my Oga that bought this tricycle for me, and then I converted it into water tank in order to help my people across Sharaɗa area.
According to Tasu, the persistent water scarcity around his area has forced many residents to relocate to other areas, hence his decision to assist those in need.
I decided to do this because of the persistent water scarcity in Kano State, because so many people are suffering because they don't have water in their areas.
In addition to residential areas, Tasu also delivered water to orphanage homes, prison formations, and schools in order to ease the suffering of the masses.
I used to deliver water in so many places across Kano metropolis, like Fage, Badala, all these places, because people doesn't have water in those areas.
Although Kano state government assures that work is in progress to restore water in most affected areas, the scarcity of water across Kano metropolis has continued to remain a source of concern among residents. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
Creative initiative there. Thank you, Idris, for that report. Over now to Governor Dauda Lawal has reiterated his administration's commitment to establish principles of good governance in the operations of public offices in Zamfara State. The governor made this known while inaugurating 6 committees to implement Zamfara State developmental policies and programs in Gusau, the state capital. Queen Agaba tells us more.
The Zamfara governor, Dauda Lawal, said the inauguration of the committee is part of his rescuing mission towards revitalizing and transforming the state. He says the 6 strategic committees will oversee the implementation of various development policies.
As members of this committee, you carry the enormous responsibility of driving the vision and mission of our administration. Your expertise, dedication and hard work are crucial to the success of these initiatives which have been entrusted.
The chairman of Human Capital Development Committee and Deputy Governor of the state, Mani Mumuni, assured the governor that the committees will work tirelessly to ensure the success of responsibilities assigned to them.
On behalf of all the committee members and the various committees inaugurated today, that inshallah we are going to discharge our duties diligently and without fear or favor.
The Emir of Bungudu, Atahiru Hassan, expressed optimism that by inaugurating these committees, the governor is setting a course for a more prosperous Zamfara state.
By inaugurating these committees, Your Excellency is charting a path that is unprecedented and which, inshallah, will lead to the progress of this state and pave way for the future leaders of this state.
The committees inaugurated are the Human Capital Development Council, the Committee to Combat Drug Abuse, the Land Use and Allocation Committee, and the Development Plan Committee, among others. The Zamfara State 10-year development plan from 2024 to 2033 committee is being chaired by the Commissioner for Education, Wadatao Madaki, while committee to combat drug abuse is to be chaired by the First Lady, Huriya Dauda Lawal. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan has expressed concern over judgments on political cases by some courts in the country, saying the situation does not give a good sign for democracy. Jonathan, who stated this at the 67th birthday celebration of a senior advocate of Nigeria, Professor Mike Ozekhome in Abuja, described some judgments on election matters as a cone being turned upside down. Lamenting the lapses of the Nigerian judiciary system, the former president says he is disturbed with the recent happenings in the country, particularly political judgment. The Nigerian Immigration Service says it has deployed advanced e-border solutions to over 80 crossing points across the country in its among efforts to enhance border security and curb trans-border crimes. The Comptroller General of the service, Kemi Nandab, disclosed this during a visit to its head office in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Nandab noted that the deployment marked the first phase of an e-border project, a critical step in modernizing border surveillance and control in Nigeria. The federal government has taken delivery of 1 million doses of the R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine donated by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. The World Health Organization had in December 2023 added R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine to its list of pre-qualified vaccines. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Developmental Agency, Dr. Muyi Aina, said the arrival of the malaria vaccine from Gavi is a testament to President Bola Tinubu's commitment to protecting the lives of Nigerians. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, where Midday News returns. Nigerian Football Federation President vows to protect Nigerians' dignity. Details of these and more shortly. You're welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of midday news. Thank you for staying with us. On our business desk, the federal government has approved the disbursement of 2.911 billion naira to the National Health Insurance Authority, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System. The amount was approved at the 8th meeting of the Ministerial Oversight Committee of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund in Abuja. The committee stated that the fund was disbursed for the fourth quarter of 2024 based on the current BHCPF guidelines. The federal government's plan to reduce the price of food commodities through implementation of a 0% duty and exemption from value-added tax on selected basic food items are increasingly becoming difficult to achieve. Now, the challenge is underscored by an alarming increase in the average price of imported food items, which rose to 878.3 price point index in September 2024. Reflecting both economic pressures, on July 8, 2024, the federal government announced a 150-day duty-free import window for food commodities to ensure a reduction in food inflation in Nigeria. On our foreign scene, as the conflict in Gaza enters its 377th day, the humanitarian crisis continues to escalate. Over 42,000 Palestinians have been killed and nearly 100,000 injured, and with women and children marking up the majority of the victims. Despite the alarming figures, the U.S. Special Envoy for Middle East Humanitarian Issues, Lisa Grande, in a briefing says the U.S. will not halt arms supplies to Israel. Meanwhile, the UN has reported horrifying scenes, including patients burnt alive near AI's Club Hospital, while in the West Bank, over 11,000 Palestinians have been detained, including women, children, and journalists. Medical professionals working in Gaza have described the situation as catastrophic, with patients suffering due to lack of medicine, clean water, and proper health. The international community continues to demand action as Israel refuses to cooperate with UN inquiries into the ongoing crisis. Beaches in the Australian city of Sydney have reopened for swimmers after being closed earlier this week when thousands of mysterious black tar-like balls washed ashore, prompting health concerns. Officials says tests found the balls to be formed from chemicals similar to those in cosmetics and cleaning products, but it is still unclear where they came from. 8 beaches, including Bondi, the city's most famous, were closed, and a massive cleanup order amid fear the black deposits were toxic. Cuba is experiencing a nationwide blackout after its main energy plant failed, knocking out power to its 10 million people. Its power grid collapsed on Friday, the Energy Ministry announced on social media. Grid officials says they did not know how long it would take to restore power. The island has suffered months of lengthy blackouts, prompting the Prime Minister to declare an energy emergency. Over now in sports, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gassau, has vowed to fight with everything to protect the dignity of the country and the lives of the players. The resolve came on the maltreatment of Nigerian senior men's national team by Libyan authorities during their trip to the country for the second leg of their 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying Group D fixtures against the Mediterranean Knights, only to be subjected to inhumane treatment upon arrival. Forbes has published the list of the highest paid footballers at the moment. Al Nassr forward Cristiano Ronaldo and Inter Milan superstar Lionel Messi led the list. Despite that Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are in the last leg of their careers, they are still enjoy superb financial benefits from the round leather game. Both players are widely regarded as the two greatest footballers in the history of the game. Ronaldo is at the top of the Forbes latest list, earning $285 million per year. The 39-year-old earns $220 million per year in wages from Al Nassr, while Messi, on the other hand, is the only MLS player in the top 10 list. The newly elected president of the African Table Tennis Federation, ATTF, Waheed Oshodi, has expressed his intention to elevate the game of table tennis on the continent. Oshodi, who was unanimously elected as the 6th president of the continental sports body to succeed Egypt's Kal El Sali, called on the private sector to support table tennis similar to other sports. That's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on ICOMSAT. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.